Welcome again. Nataka kuonyesha hawa ndio wanapanga maandamano ya kesho. Ikuwe ni vurugu, ikuwe ni ya kuwana, ikuwe ni ya kabila, ikuwe ni kila kitu. GACHAGWA, nguruwe ya Mount Kenya, ndindi njore, paka ya Mount Kenya, sijui nani ichugwa, mavi ya Mount Kenya. Hawa ndio wanapanga vurugu. Wacha nikuwekee vile wanapanga vitu usikie.
Right. To a gentleman called Raymond Omolo, who is a principal secretary in the Ministry of Interior. This is a man who, in case something happens tomorrow, because Rigathi is targeting the Luos, according to Raila Odinga, if anything will happen tomorrow, the guy will carry the burden the entire life. So pray for him, because he's just an innocent man doing his job, and he finds himself in a very tight angle. Because you have the Luos who are extremists this side, and you have a government who are keen on punishing them, and you have been given a task there. Say a prayer for him. But let us focus on what Raila Odinga is saying. To realize his evil and bloody plans against otherwise peaceful protesters, Mr. GACHAGWA has set up an armory and command center in two different locations at a house next to Bomas of Kenya that belongs to a former cabinet secretary, and another on Hillcrest Drive, Nairobi, belonging to a serving cabinet secretary. Now, when Raila Odinga is talking about this location at Bomas of Kenya, what comes to your mind? During the last election, there were stories about Kenya Kwanza operating around Bomas of Kenya. And when it was investigated, it was found that it belonged to a cabinet secretary who was serving in Uhuru Kenyatta's government. Personally, up from that point up now, I've always believed that William Ruto was able to actually penetrate Uhuru Kenyatta's circles. Now, it's continuing. These two homes are currently being stocked with all sorts of modern and crude weapons, including bunduki, pangas, machetes, for the said operation. This would be very sad. This would be very, very sad. And he's saying these weapons are being ferried to the venue in a vehicle camouflaged as St. Mary's ambulance. So according to Raila, there's a vehicle which is ferrying these armories, but they are camouflaged as St. Mary's ambulance. Some of the vehicles deployed for these operations are KBQ 721J, KAZ 432F, and KBM 771Z, among others. So Raila Odinga is going to the extent of releasing the names of these vehicles. I hope the owners of these vehicles will come out to the public. And is continuing, the same crude weapons and forces uniform are being dispatched up country location in Western and Nyanza, where youths have been booked in hotels with instructions to target specific Azimio leaders. Okay? So basically what they are saying, that the weapons have been given, so uniform are also being distributed. I remember Robert Alai earlier in the day revealed, because Robert Alai is also very credible, that there was some business printing firm in some building in Nairobi, which was actually printing Azimio uniforms for distribution to these guys. And Raila Odinga is suggesting a number of rebel Azimio MPs from these regions have been deployed in support of this dirty mission, especially in Western Kenya and Nyanza. In Nairobi, public service vehicles belonging to Embasava, Zuri, and Forward Circles have been deployed to ferry youths to places like Jogo Road, Kibra, Pandora, I think Oroma, Mudurwa, Kayole, Kariobangi, Korogocho, Mlango Kubwa, Githurai 44 and Githuri 45. Their mission is to target Azimio leaders in Nairobi, including Babu Wino, Opiyo Wandayi, Edwin Sifuna, and Jeremiah Kioni, among others. When this planned mayhem comes to pass, Mr. GACHAGWA must be prepared to take full responsibility for it. So there are several questions which are being asked. How is Raila Odinga able to get the information? So the truth is, Raila Odinga has now given Kenyans the information. He has gone ahead and named the vehicles which are being used. Raila Odinga has gone further and even named matatus which are being used for this particular purpose. So hopefully, as we support.
Hata Sonko pia alituambia vile serikali walikuwa wanafanga deep state wakati walikuwa na Uhuru na Ruto, wakipinti ma t-shirt ya ODM na kuchukua magari showroom naenda kuchoma na kusema ODM ndio inafanya ghasia. Hizi zote ni serikali inafanya. So Ndindi Nyoro, Chungwa na Gachagwa, hizi ndio sasa wanafanya vitu kama hizi Sonko alisema. Sikia Sonko bila alisema.
Fanya kazi na system ya Mheshimiwa Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta. Na mimi kuna kitu nataka kutoboa leo. Nitoboa ama nisitoboe? Sasa tumeona deep state na system wameanza kuchoma magari isemekane ni mahasa. Mimi nataka kutoboa niseme hivi. 2017 wakati kulikuwa na maandamano ya ODM, mimi na Kibicho na deep state wale wengine na system tulienda kuprint t-shirts za ODM, tukanunua magari second hand kwa mashowroom, tukazichoma huko Ngong Road, ionekane ni ODM, kumbe ni deep state na system. Kwa hivyo mimi nakwambia wewe Kibicho, wewe Matiang'i, ujinga wenu, upuzi wenu, mwache kuharibia Hustler Nation.
Hiyo ni wakati hiyo Kibicho na Matiang'i ndio walikuwa wanafanya deep state. Raundi tuko na Gachagwa, Ndindi Nyoro na Gachagwa. So hao ndio hiyo bado wanafanya the same thing. Wanaleta vijana watoe vurugu kesho. Acha nikuwekee tena usikie vile Wajakoya alisema.
Picha. Wangapi atapiga hii picha kesho? Ya tatu, tunaambiwa kwamba ataleta watu wakiwa na uniform kuingilia vijana yetu. Hiyo baba ataongea because sina authority ya kuongea hapo, lakini ile ambaye ningetaka kusema ni hivi. To those who have been told, to those 500 motorcycles that have been already brought in by a person and members of one tribe, ethnicity, because they don't want to speak in other languages that we can't understand them. Their work tomorrow is kwenda mahali tumefanya maandamano, wanaingia pale, wanaua watu, wana cause mayhem. And Mr. Chungwa, listen to me, you are not a man enough. If you are a man enough, come and talk to me. Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, let me put you on notice that I don't fear you. Mr. Ndindi Nyoro, let me put you on notice that I don't fear you. Naika kibaraka kingine kanaitwa Malala, abusing Baba all the time. Baba, do I have permission to continue? Every time huyu Raila wacha vitisho ya mavi ya kuku. Some of us have been in jail for a very long time. Some of us have been in exile for so many years. Some of us have fought for democracy in other countries. And we can't fight for democracy for our own country. Baba, you brought us up and you brought us up to be courageous, fearless, and we have to follow what we have to. Kuna askari moja nimeuliza Mr. Kome, I've been a policeman myself, so what? I've asked Kome to issue a statement within 12 hours. He never issued. And that policeman by the name of John Mwiti from Olkalao police station, that John Mwiti who wanted to assassinate Baba, semeni John Mwiti akufe, semeni hivyo. Yule ambaye alitupa grenade is now in uniform and no action has been taken against that man. Can I continue? Yule ambaye alitupa grenade kwa Baba is a policeman who is serving. He was in the administration of police. He is now in uniform and no action has been taken against that man. Can I continue? And those ones who are wale ambao wanatutisha, wengine alikuwa anavaa
hivyo. Ndio mambo napangwa hapa Nairobi na hao viongozi watatu unaona hapa, na tukisema wanasema tuko na kabila, na hao ndio napanga maasi, wanapanga uchafu. Na tangu Kenya upate uhuru, na hao ndio wamekaa kwa kiti, hizo uchafu zote iko kwa Kenya. So kitu tunaweza waambia, kila kitu iko na misho yake, lakini wacha na watu wale waongee nao.
Chanzi sana.